All right, Mitchy.
Hello, my name is Mitchell Smith. I'm Southern Cross University student. Today I'm going to interview a well-respected teacher from Marymount College, and we are here joined today by Simon Rezo. How are you going today?
Good, thanks, Mitch. Happy to be here and talk with you today.
Awesome. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions just in regards to some teaching, learning and assessment, just for one of my assessments coming up, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Okay. How do you as a teacher use data to inform decisions for planning and teaching a teaching cycle?
Okay. Good question, Mitch. So where I teach, we're quite lucky because all our key data for a class set is collated in a space called BI tool. So before we even engage in a unit's work, we have access to all our students' data, being standardised stuff, NAPLAN, PADR, PADM, and their previous reports right through from as long as they've been in the system. So that massively informs how we plan. So that's all done before the commencement of the school year. So we take that into factor, the students that sit in front of us, and have space within our standardised work programs to make modifications and shift direction where necessary.
Cool. Okay, question 2. How do you as a teacher plan lessons to incorporate engaging teaching strategies?
Mitch, that's also a good question, really relevant for me. So I'm actually the head of a department, which is the business department at Marymount College. So we're in a subject area that's critical that we're engaging as possible because we are an elective. So we want as many kids enjoying the subject as possible. So ensuring it's engaging is key. Too much theory, we could just teach theory after theory and it would just be really tough for the kids to access that. So constantly bringing in current affairs, new news, different businesses that are popping up, guest speakers, etc. It's really key for us, and just collaborating as a department to make that happen is the best way.
Yeah, cool. All right, question 3. How do you as a teacher provide differentiated teaching strategies and learning opportunities in the cycle?
Well, we're quite lucky to have that time to plan for that. However, we do also have the access of a whole department, the learning support department, that really give us a lot of assistance in that space. So if we want to bring a concept forward or an idea and get their input, their expert input into how that would engage certain students or how they could access that, that's really useful. So yeah, we have our skills amongst each other as a department, but having access to a learning support department that can provide us with different activities, different ideas, different ways that different students will engage and access the learning is really useful.
Yeah, I remember you saying something before we got on here just about levelling up and down within the lesson plans for the people that are high flyers and such.
Yeah, good point, Mitch. So that's a key. So for our lesson plans, it's a standardised lesson plan template for our department that does go throughout the school, but we add into the generic lesson template with the learning intentions, etc., a level up and a level down. So level up for those students that fly through the work and need to be extended, and level down for those students that need a different way of accessing the information.
Cool. All right, question 4. Yeah. How do you as a teacher teach general capabilities and incorporate cross-curricular priorities in the teaching cycle?
Yeah, we're quite lucky, Mitch. I know it's actually an interesting time because CAR has been rewritten for us in economics and business. So we're going to still have those elaborations and key teaching areas, but we have direct access to everything we need through CARA. So we embed that in our lesson plans and make sure that from year 7 to 10, it's airtight in terms of teaching the skills and those key elaborations. So really lucky to have access to that.
Yeah. All right. Question 5. How do you make suitable adjustments to your teaching based on ongoing student data and analysis?
Yeah. It's something we're really pushing at the moment, is to ensure that we are constantly checking in with where students are at outside of the summative task. We see that summative comes later, and it's really critical that we're trying to get some formative data throughout a unit to make sure we can adjust and adapt and ID any key issues that are happening with students. So
Yeah.
the key for us, Mitch, is really building a bank of formative assessment pieces. And that can be observations, but it can also be Kahoots and things that are quite easy to mark, so that we constantly have that information rolling in that we can adapt and adjust to.
Yeah, and you did mention something about PAT PAT reading and PAT maths things as well.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So that's, we have access to that, but that is updated quite regularly too. So Unites have done PAT R and PAT M in term 1 actually. So and that when that plan rolls through for our 7s and 9s, that data's automatically not automatically, but updated through data import for our use through that same platform. Yeah.
Cool. All right, question 7. How do you as a teacher select and use a variety of assessment tools and practices?
Good question. So a key for me was first coming into the role was to have a look and map from year 7 to 10. We'll just talk 7 to 10 here, but at what was being assessed and at what time. So that initial analysis saw that we had quite a lot of combination response exams, as opposed to we needed other skills to be built as well, like report writing and research skills. So it gave us an opportunity to adjust and make sure that they're being exposed to numerous different assessment instruments. So we were quite exam heavy, and we made that adjustment to make sure they're pitching verbally, that they're writing reports, formal business reports, that they're researching, and also doing response to stimulus exams and combinations. So we want them all to achieve and have exposure to different things like that. So
cool. Awesome, great. Question 7, how do you as a teacher provide feedback to learners?
Look, obviously the summative part's easy, Mitch, because that's A to E. Year 12, it's a mark out of 25, 11 and 12. So that's very easy. So the hard part is when you've got a lot of kids in front of you is providing that. So the use of OneNote has been excellent for us. Just that easy access to what happens in a class, in a lesson. And for me to be able to see that efficiently on our screen. So it's really been highly useful for me. So they're practicing a task for me, something like they'll have some stimulus they need to respond to, or whatever skill I'm trying to develop. And for me to be able to read that and just provide a comment or two. Of course, there's the informal stuff, observations, just roaming the room, etc. So just constantly trying to provide that. Yeah. So outside of just the summative, Mitch, I'm like always exploring ways to provide that.
Yeah, cool. All right. How do you as a teacher make adjustments on quality of student work and engage in moderation practices? Ongoing, Mitchy, like constantly evolving as we roll. Moderation's key for us. We're lucky to have 3 or 4 classes per year group. So we have a teaching team, and just really facilitating that for the team to be able to sit together and work and make sure that an A is an A, and we review at the end of each assessment what changes can be made and that sort of thing. So constantly evolving, not standing still. Yeah, perfect. Question 9, how do you measure the impact of your own teaching in regard to student learning?
Easy one now for me to answer, actually, Mitch. We use a thing that we call student voice, which is another word for just obtaining student survey data specific to our teaching practices. Daunting task to put yourself there in front of the kids and look for honesty to reflect on. But it's such a powerful tool, and I recommend it highly because students really are honest and provide usable feedback, in my opinion. So,
Great. All right, last question. How do you as teachers report learning progress to parents and caregivers?
Mitch, we have the end of semester reporting, which is based end of semester 1, end of semester 2 is purely based on their academic results for that semester. And then we have progress report at the end of term 1. So that's the formalised way. Outside of that, it's all communication through letters home when necessary and email. So those informal channels as well.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Simon Rezo, for today. It's been a great insight into your teaching aspects of learning and assessment for the students. Thanks very much.
Pleasure, Mitch. Good luck with the assessment.
Thanks. Bye.